Story 1. Update 2. I discovered the affair when I came home early to tell her about my diagnosis. TW, terminal illness, significant other caught in action. Mission accomplished. We had a great drama-free holiday week. I have made it to 2023. I apologize to anyone in advance. I find humor about my condition helps me. I am finding I am being a bit selfish currently. All of the participants dispersed yesterday afternoon. I only have a few updates because I am not going to talk about my week with my family. That is for me to cherish. Observations about WW in this week. I honestly think this is the first time she stepped out. Being with all of us this whole week seems to take a toll on her. It is funny how when you know something, a person's actions make more sense. She was secretive about her phone. She stepped out of our family gathering to get some air quite a few times. The best was when she needed to run into town and one of the grandkids wanted to go to town also. When she went to the gymnastics, she did not take the grandkid. I have to admit that I kinda played with it by asking why not. So, the affair is continuing. With me now retired and she is asking me about my plans for the day or week. So, I go ahead and tell her and then ask her what her plans are. Later this week, I will suggest we meet up for lunch due to me being in the same area as her on our plans. Just to F with her. I guess it was true someone said on another post, unpredictability is the cheater's worst enemy. This morning I met with my lawyer. I had made decisions and asked him to draw up papers. I replaced my temporary will with my new permanent will. That has been signed and should not have to change again. In preparation for all hell breaking loose, I had him draw up divorce papers based on the prenup and the evidence of the affair. She gets nothing but 25% of our shared assets. Think housewares and furniture. I keep all of my liquid assets, retirement funds, and items I purchased with my own wealth. Also, if I push it, she is required to pay alimony. I have signed them and have a packet created with all of our evidence of the affair. I am holding this in case I want to use it. I sold my loan to the trust. I will allow the trustees to convert it to shares in AP's company. Speaking of the trust, I have decided how I want it managed. I will drop myself to a 1% trustee. The twins will get the majority of the trusteeship. The 4 grandkids will make up the rest. All of the grandkids' proxies will be Sarah and Steve. As each turn 24, the kids' trusteeship will move from Sarah and Steve to the grandkid. If a fraction is left over, Sarah gets the extra share, vote, value. I have planned a meeting with the kids, Sarah and Steve, for next week. I plan on telling them everything then. So, when this is done, my personal value will be my liquid assets, personal property, and the money from the AP's loan. So, in the worst case scenario, Jane will get very little compared to the assets and value in the trust. In the next couple of weeks, I will disperse the few personal items I want to go to the kids and grandkids. Those are already at a safe location where my lawyer has access. Some of you commented on my health. Well, if I was not clear, I am not fighting this. I am letting nature take its course. So, I have no ill side effects from any treatments. I did notice this week I was more easily tired out. The family noticed also. I played it off as the old man getting older. I still have the cough. The cough is what started it all. It was my tumors in the lung that led to all of the diagnoses. I just played that as a lingering COVID cough. I expect to go downhill pretty fast once other issues pop up. But by that time everyone will know. And thank you for all of your well wishes on that aspect. I am planning to spend time with the family. A large trip with all of their different obligations would be tough. That reason is why this week was so important to me. It was the last time I could be with all of them for an extended amount of time. I am thinking of a small trip for myself. We will see. I do plan on spending a day one-on-one with each child and grandchild. That is my next goal. The letters are not done. Those are very difficult. I will let you all know how the meeting next week goes. Best to you all. TLDR, my week went as I wanted it. My affairs are in order. Reader comment, you're such a lovely man opus. There are really SHTTY people who get to live a long and useless life, yet people such as yourself are robbed. I am sending you the biggest and tightest hug that lasts a long time. Not a fleeting insincere one. Original poster, thank you, but don't worry about me. I have had a life well lived. If this is my time, so be it. I will go down this road with the same determination and tenacity I have all other roads. Just hug and love your loved ones. Reader comment, when my sister passed from pancreatic cancer, she refused pain medication because she didn't want to be drugged and out of it. That will always stay with me, seeing her in pain and still hanging out with us. You, sir, are facing death with grace and courage. But it's also okay to be afraid. You made peace with it and are choosing to end on your terms. Original poster, I can completely understand your sister, but I have to say deep down I am scared. Thanks for your thoughts. Reader comment, also, if part of your plan is to tell your children about your wife affair when you meet with them, please give them the info about this account. When it becomes necessary, they can update everyone here. Original poster, I will most likely have 2. They will wonder 1. Why Jane is not there, and 2. Why Jane is not going to be a trustee. I am afraid of what my daughter and Sarah will do. What I want them to do may not be followed. I have very little influence when they get going. Remember the old saying, beware a woman scorned. It is not just about scorned lovers. It applies to other women as well. We will see. I will make my case and see what happens. But I want those papers signed next week. Reader comment, it's not clear to me if you are going to confront your WW at lunch or let things go on. Original poster, I am not sure either. I just don't give any F for her. But me drafting the divorce papers and signing them with all of the evidence can be used to show my state of mind and what I knew if I choose not to start the divorce. In all honesty, I don't know if I would survive a divorce proceeding anyway. Story 2. Letting go of the anger of infidelity. I caught her cheating on me for a period of 10 years. This was 7 years ago. We have 3 children and she is an IC. I was also until recently, as it was hurting our finances having both of us doing IC. We live in a remote area without access to therapists, so we were doing this online through BetterHelp. My question for survivors is, how did you learn to love your spouse again and forget what happened? I find I view my wife now through a very negative lens and that I am filled with turmoil and anger about what happened. I don't trust her. Every day starts off good, but I get triggered about something, whether it be a TV show with people cheating, a past event that pops in my head, or an action that she does, like acting selfish, or even seeing a happy couple because it reminds me of what I thought we used to have, which causes me to lash out and say things like, when you were cheating, was it great for you like it is for these people on TV? If you weren't so selfish and didn't need multiple men, we wouldn't be here today, or if you didn't do that, we could be a happy couple too. The problem being that for us to move forward, I need to be able to let go of my anger about what happened, because I feel that at this point of the relationship, I am the problem. We don't fight very often, and we have a healthy home for the kids. It's just I feel internally angry about the whole thing to the exact same degree I did 7 years ago, and I'm passive-aggressive, I suppose. Just looking for advice. Please don't recommend divorce. Yes, I know there is a possibility of 1 or 2 kids not being mine. I was going to DNA test, but I backed out. I don't want to hurt the kids or break up our family. It would be very tragic for the children, and I will always put the kids' needs first over my own. Reader comment, unfortunately, the triggers will always be there. They'll become less frequent and intense as time passes, but they'll always be there. It doesn't sound like you've resolved or moved past anything. The question of the kids being yours is a major step to unraveling the mess she's made. That lingering thought and doubt will always be there till you know for sure. Nothing has to change as far as they're concerned. You are and always will be their father. Being a dad is more than being a sperm donor. You know this. But for your own sanity and peace of mind, get the answers you seek. Also, you haven't said anything about what steps she's made to fix any of this. She's an IC. Yay, what else? What was her reasoning for it? Sometimes having 2 happy homes for the children is better than one where they will eventually think that resentment and being roommates with your spouse is normal. You don't sound like you even love her anymore. So why stay? Original poster, well, I do agree with the DNA testing. It would provide me with some truths that I can bank on. But being completely honest here, I've mentally played out the future and I don't see it being great for the kids, going from happy, healthy home to destruction for the children. Suddenly say 2 of them are my kids and the other one isn't, and then the home is getting broken apart. What a dumpster fire it would be for the kids in their developmental years. I couldn't imagine if something like that happened to me. I may do it in the future just for my own sanity. I really don't want that for the kids. I think they deserve better than having to deal with all that. As for progress, well, we have made some this year. I was going to leave last year. I kinda hit my breaking point with everything, which spurred her into action to try to fix things. She started going to IC and she actually fully disclosed everything to me. Long story short, she was groomed by internet pedo starting at 12 years old and continued these relationships 10 years into our relationship until I caught her. I have at least 30 conversations that she had with other men which involve picture sharing, etc. She also met up with men for coffee, and she says one almost turned into SX, but she backed out because she felt ashamed and never met up with any other men again but kept on going online. She says she felt like she needed to be validated by men. She also felt that it gave her power over men, and that she felt that she could force men to talk to her if she showed them a picture from time to time or send a video of her doing stuff. She doesn't feel like that anymore. She has apologized and took ownership for the damage that she has caused. I explained to her that she was groomed by PEDO. We have spent a great deal of time talking about all these things, which has been honestly horrible for both of us, I think. It's far from perfect and has required a ton of emotional fortitude, but things are slowly getting better. We're trying to focus on enjoying each other's company again instead of beating these issues to death. But I find my anger still has not dissipated and it's causing some issues. It's a new relationship with a lot of old baggage. Reader comment, has she approached the authorities about the PEDO? could help save others. Original poster, no, she has not reported the PEDO. I talked to her about it and brought up the same concerns about saving other girls. Her statement was that she cannot blame them for something that she willingly did. She feels like she had power over and that this was her design. I'm not sure if she has Stockholm Syndrome or not. Reader comment, for 17 years you've been with a woman who was never really yours and you probably feel stuck. I don't know how you fix this until you start putting your own happiness first for a change. Original poster, that's a good answer. I think I'm mad about a lot of things. I'm mad that 10 years of a relationship I was in love with a woman that wasn't being real, that everything was a lie, that every time she said I love you it was fake, that every time I walked out the door and she wanted to know what time I was going to be home so she could schedule in her meetings with these guys. I'm mad that she shared tons of information with these guys and our relationship with these men. I'm mad that she was on dating sites. I'm mad that I found her doing teases on dirty sites. I'm mad that some of my family members have found these videos. I'm mad that the years I was gone working on the road and mining camps that I never got one photo or video considering she was sending them to everyone else. I always thought she was a prude. I'm mad that while she was doing all of this that she decided to have kids with me and trap me into this relationship. I'm mad that she didn't end these relationships on her own accord or be truthful and honest with me. I'm mad that it took 6 years after for to finally admit everything. I'm mad that I always told everyone that me and her had this special relationship in which we trust each other, which is why I could work away from home. I'm mad that she was doing this in our home. I'm mad that I just sold that home because I hate it now even though I loved it because I put a lot of work into it and my kids grew up there. I'm mad that while she was out there doing this she was running around villainizing me and telling everyone how horrible I was. I'm mad that when my brother died she was far off and distant and offered no support to me at all. I'm mad that she has done this to me and the children. I'm mad that I even have to make a choice about moving on to a different relationship. I am mad that the last 17 years I've been slugging my arse off in the worst conditions in the Arctic. That she gets to walk away with half of everything and I'm going to get saddled with massive child support payments and alimony. I'm mad that I used to be such a happy-go-lucky guy and I will never be that person again.